Troy Cable Security makes it easy to stay aware and stay in control of your home wherever you are. User-friendly interface allows easy navigation for lights, locks thermostat, video, and garage doors. Never worry about leaving your garage door open or the front door unlocked. Your mobile app can send alerts to your phone for alarm and no alarm events. Know when your children arrive home from school with video response. Make sure your home is powered by Troy Cable Security for ultimate access, awareness, and protection.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands,
one nation under God, indivisible,
with liberty and justice for all.
Here at Town & Country, we are proud to be an American.
We've had you covered on the inside since 2005, and with our addition of Southern Grill and Patio, we now have you covered on the outside. Come see our great selection, where we make sure grilling and relaxing go hand in hand.
Are you girls ready?
We've been ready. Let's do this party. Shh, it's supposed to be pride.
So guys, is it time yet?
Well, what's going on?
It's a big celebration.
It's our 1-year anniversary.
The party is on.
Let's get this party started.
Party!
Thank you, Troy,
For your business and making our first year in Troy a huge success.
Surprise!
Just remember, nobody beats a Premier deal.
Have you seen an increase in your insurance premiums or significant change in your insurance coverage? Let Sandbeck Insurance offer you a better plan to suit your business or personal needs. Sandbeck Insurance offers many lines of insurance, whether it's home, farm, or auto insurance, work comp, business, or health and life policies. Sandbeck is here for you. Call or visit our Troy, Enterprise, or Andalusia office today. Sandbeck Insurance, where we take pride in taking care of your insurance needs.
Did you know at Wiley Sanders Truck Line that we offer Blue Cross Blue Shield, we offer dental, we offer disability, we offer vision, we offer life insurance, cancer insurance. We also have a 401k where we match up to 4%, dollar per dollar up to 4%. We also have automatic trucks at Wiley Sanders Truck Line. If you go to a truck driving school, we'll reimburse you. And don't forget about the $1,000 sign-on bonus. Money! Wiley Sanders Truck Line, Troy, Alabama. Wiley Sanders Truck Line. We help you save for your future.
Troy Cable Security makes it easy to stay aware and stay in control of your home wherever you are. User-friendly interface allows easy navigation for lights, locks thermostat, video, and garage doors. Never worry about leaving your garage door open or the front door unlocked. Your mobile app can send alerts to your phone for alarm and no alarm events. Know when your children arrive home from school with video response. Make sure your home is powered by Troy Cable Security for ultimate access, awareness, and protection.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands,
one nation under God, indivisible,
with liberty and justice for all.
Here at Town & Country, we are proud to be an American.
We've had you covered on the inside since 2005, and with our addition of Southern Grill and Patio, we now have you covered on the outside. Come see our great selection, where we make sure grilling and relaxing go hand in hand.
Are you girls ready?
We've been ready. Let's do this party. Shh, it's supposed to be pride.
So guys, is it time yet?
Well, what's going on?
It's a big celebration.
It's our 1-year anniversary.
The party is on.
Let's get this party started.
Party!
Thank you, Troy,
For your business and making our first year in Troy a huge success.
Surprise!
Just remember, nobody beats a Premier deal.
Have you seen an increase in your insurance premiums or significant change in your insurance coverage? Let Sandbeck Insurance offer you a better plan to suit your business or personal needs. Sandbeck Insurance offers many lines of insurance, whether it's home, farm, or auto insurance, work comp, business, or health and life policies. Sandbeck is here for you. Call or visit our Troy, Enterprise, or Andalusia office today. Sandbeck Insurance, where we take pride in taking care of your insurance needs.
Did you know at Wiley Sanders Truck Line that we offer Blue Cross Blue Shield, we offer dental, we offer disability, we offer vision, we offer life insurance, cancer insurance. We also have a 401k where we match up to 4%, dollar per dollar up to 4%. We also have automatic trucks at Wiley Sanders Truck Line. If you go to a truck driving school, we'll reimburse you. And don't forget about the $1,000 sign-on bonus. Money! Wiley Sanders Truck Line, Troy, Alabama. Wiley Sanders Truck Line.
At Cost Plus 10%, we offer your favorite brands at the best price. At Piggly Wiggly, we keep it simple. We price our products at cost, then add 10% at checkout. We carry all your favorite name brand foods, and we accept manufacturer coupons. Find us on Facebook and see our weekly specials.
Have you seen an increase in your insurance premiums or significant change in your insurance coverage? Let Sandbeck Insurance offer you a better plan to suit your business or personal needs. Sandbeck Insurance offers many lines of insurance, whether it's home, farm, or auto insurance, work comp, business, or health and life policies. Sandbeck is here for you. Call or visit our Troy, Enterprise, or Andalusia office today. Sandbeck Insurance, where we take pride in taking care of your insurance needs.
A personal touch. A high level of trust. Whether it's checking and savings accounts, personal or business loans, or our local friendly service. That's what Troy Bank and Trust customers expect. But now we offer more. Free identity theft protection for our new and existing customers, protecting your family's time, money, and good name from identity theft. Because protecting your identity is now a big part of our identity.
Why buy from Pike County Ford? We live local. Troy is our home, so you'll always be dealing with hometown folks who are all about Troy. We'll beat any legitimate written offer you bring in, so you know you're getting the best deal guaranteed. And no matter what you buy from Pike County Ford, you can always count on the best service before and after the sale. Bottom line, you get good people, a better product, and the best deal, guaranteed. Pike County Ford in Troy, never too far for a far better deal.
Did you know at Wiley Sanders Truck Line that we offer Blue Cross Blue Shield, we offer dental, we offer disability, we offer vision, we offer life insurance, cancer insurance. We also have a 401k where we match up to 4%, dollar per dollar up to 4%. We also have automatic trucks at Wiley Sanders Truck Line. If you go to a truck driving school, we'll reimburse you. And don't forget about the $1,000 sign-on bonus. Money! Wiley Sanders Truck Line, Troy, Alabama. Wiley Sanders Truck Line. We help you save for your future.
The new Smokehouse Pizza from Little Caesars is our first pizza with 3 smoked meats. So we got barbecue champion Big Mo Queson to test it out. 8-hour smoked brisket.
Certified beefified.
10-hour smoked pulled pork.
Certified hoggified.
Applewood smoked bacon.
Certified baconfied.
Drizzled with tangy barbecue sauce plus a Smokehouse seasoned crust.
Certified smokified.
The new Smokehouse Pizza. Only $9 and only at Little Caesars.
Life is hectic enough without worrying if your lights will stay on or if there's hot water for your child's bath. So count on natural gas to keep the energy flowing, even when the weather is unpredictable. Natural gas is always there to keep your home warm, showers hot, and food cooked to perfection. That's why America has relied on safe and affordable natural gas for more than 150 years.
A personal touch, a high level of trust. Whether it's checking and savings accounts, personal or business loans, or our local friendly service. That's what Troy Bank and Trust customers expect. But now we offer more. Free identity theft protection for our new and existing customers, protecting your family's time, money, and good name from identity theft. Because protecting your identity is now a big part of our identity.
Why buy from Pike County Ford? We live local. Troy is our home, so you'll always be dealing with hometown folks who are all about Troy. We'll beat any legitimate written offer you bring in, so you know you're getting the best deal guaranteed. And no matter what you buy from Pike County Ford, you can always count on the best service before and after the sale. Bottom line, you get good people, a better product, and the best deal, guaranteed. Pike County Ford in Troy. Never too far for a far better deal.
Good morning and welcome to Today in L.A. My name's Mike Amos. His name is Mike Amos. And good morning to you on this Tuesday, actually Wednesday, September the 26th. Can you believe that so fast?
Yeah, it's pretty hard to believe that Troy will be playing their fifth game coming up here.
Isn't that amazing?
And, it goes by way too fast for people that love football as much as we do. Of course, you know,
thank goodness for the bowl games.
Yeah, not a real exciting week for us football in the state. I mean, you got Alabama hosting Lafayette, Louisiana Lafayette, 49-point favorite. Auburn's hosting Southern Miss. I think they're a 30-point favorite. Troy is hosting Coastal Carolina, which I think will be a really good game, even though Coastal Carolina's quarterback Keaton Anderson did get hurt against Louisiana Lafayette and will not play.
Are you serious? Is he good? Is he real good? We'll take it.
Yeah, he was really good. So Troy is a 14-point favorite, so it's going to be interesting. I was also noticing Trojan Madness is coming up for the men and women's basketball team at Troy University on October 3rd, so anybody want to come out to Trojan Arena next Wednesday, it'll start at 6 p.m., and they'll have a lot of events going on. Coach Rigby will be there. Coach Cunningham, Coach Brown will be there. And all kinds of different stuff going on at Trojan
yeah, that'd be
Arena
a lot of fun.
to kick off the basketball season. It's hard to believe.
I know it. Can you believe it? Gosh. Everybody was waiting earnestly for football, but now, shoot, we got basketball. You're exactly right.
Of course, you know, you got Hicks and Bernardo coming back for their senior seasons, and
thank goodness.
I would say a disappointing season last year when Bernardo went down and missed those 8 games. You know, that really affected Troy. I don't know if they even won one of those games. He was out, and you know, only won 16 games last year, and a lot of people thought they would maybe have a chance to go back to the NCAA tournament. So hopefully this team will gel and come together and have a chance to go to the tournament.
No question about it. You know, looking at, and I did some scores on some of our scoreboard shows, and, you know, the games that really stunned everybody this past week were, of course, you know, nobody expected, you know, Kentucky to play like they did. Shoot, everybody, they got Kentucky being world beaters now, Mike. You turn on the TV and, they say this running back's going to be a Heisman candidate. What do you think?
Well, I mean, the number one Heisman candidate right now is Tua Tagovailoa, going in Vegas to win it all. But
as a freshman,
No, you know, he's a sophomore. He won the national championship last year when he was a freshman.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Speaking of Tua, I've got Tua tickets to the
Tua tickets.
Yeah, Tua tickets to the Louisiana Lafayette Alabama game Saturday. If anybody wants to go, call in and give it or leave your number, and we'll call you and we'll get those tickets to you.
Just regular price too, is that right? $50?
Yeah, we'll just do face value. They're $45 a ticket.
Oh yeah, okay, $45 a ticket, and it would get you in the stadium. Remember the Troy game? A lot of people don't thinking it's a night game, but it's a 2:30 game from Veterans Memorial Stadium, 2:30 this Saturday afternoon, and should be a big crowd. We've got Military Day. It's going to be several things going on. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, huge game. You know, these next 2 games at home, if Troy can beat Coastal and then beat Georgia State on Thursday night, short week, of course, is always tough. But you can get to 5-1, and then like the coaches always say, you're 1 win away from bowl eligibility. Of course, we want a lot more than that this season, but it's always, you know, amazing if we can start the season at 5-1. That wouldn't be a bad start.
You mean, yeah, you got to win both those games, though.
Yeah, well, I mean, I feel like Coastal is going to be the tougher of the two. Georgia State hasn't been playing too well this season.
Yeah. Of course, the Georgia State game will be on a Thursday night. So how many days apart are these games, Mike?
5 days.
What?
Yeah, you play on Saturday.
I know it. I wanted to get that straight. It's just 5 days from this Saturday's game to the next game, which will be on a Thursday night.
I believe that's the case.
You know, I didn't want to get it mixed up here, but I'll tell you right now. All right, the game this weekend with Coastal Carolina is a 2:30 start on Saturday, and then on the next Thursday, on October the 4th, we play our host Georgia State right here in the stadium, and should be a lot of fun. Thursday night.
Yeah, it's actually going to be on ESPN U, which is good for me. If I can't make it, I'll try to make it, but I could watch that on television up here.
No question about it. And then we'll take the long.
Georgia State is take a kid to the game for free week.
Yeah.
Apparently, if you have a kid, he gets in free.
All right, tell us about some things that are going to be happening with Coastal Carolina this weekend.
Well, I mean, the biggest thing with Coastal Carolina is, you know, they beat UAB, by 23 points, and UAB is pretty good, and their only loss is to South Carolina, so they just went on the road and beat Lafayette, so it should be a pretty good game. Keaton Anderson was throwing for a lot of yards, but, him being out could be a factor. I don't know how good their backup is.
No question.
Of course, Troy's got to put together a full game, after what they did for the half, was amazing in the first half, and then they kind of didn't play, up to Coach Brown's expectations and anybody's expectations in the second half. So I think Troy's just got to find a way to put together a whole game on offense.
Of course, we got a lot of good high school games this week, and Steve, if you give me a list of it, I appreciate it. We'll be talking about that. We also are expecting Max Howell to call in at 7:30. And hopefully,
Troy does have a good break after that. They don't play again until October 13th at Liberty.
Yeah. And then after Liberty, there's a 10-game stretch until you play South Alabama. So really, if they can get by Liberty, Troy's got plenty of time to get things ready, don't you think?
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. Of course, it's one of those things where hopefully we'll stay injury-free. So far, so good on that.
No question about it. Of course, it is the time of year where a lot of the kids' schools start taking out on October 1st for what they call that fall day or for harvest day.
They do a winter break.
Yeah, they have the winter break coming up, so a lot of that will be happening this next week, so we'll be watching that real closely too.
I tell you what, this weather sure doesn't feel like fall.
Tell me about the weather in Birmingham this morning.
I mean, we're just rainy all day today. I feel bad. They're doing that benefit concert tonight. The group Alabama is at Jacksonville State. Looks like it's going to be really bad rain inside Burgess Stadium. They had all kinds of country music acts that were going to perform, and hopefully they'll find a way to get it in. They're trying to raise money for that tornado relief.
Yeah, I know it, and they have had a tough time, no question about it. Want to mention
Randy Owens, a Jag State graduate, so he's trying to help his university.
Yeah, in fact, I think he's on their board. Isn't he on their board?
Yeah, he is.
Want to mention, ladies and gentlemen, Pike County Ford on the bypass right here in Troy are dealing like you would not believe on Ford cars and trucks. And any car you want out there, they can get it for you at Pike County Ford right here in Troy. And, of course, Ricky and all the great people got a lot of new staff members. And if you're looking for some employment, a good place to go is Pike County Ford on the bypass. They're looking for new salespeople and new people to work in the service department. They've got several job opportunities available for you today at Pike County Ford. We're going to take a short break. We'll be right back.
At Cost Plus 10%, we offer your favorite brands at the best price. At Piggly Wiggly, we keep it simple. We price our products at cost, then add 10% at checkout. We carry all your favorite name brand foods, and we accept manufacturer coupons. Find us on Facebook and see our weekly specials.
Have you seen an increase in your insurance premiums or significant change in your insurance coverage? Let Sandbeck Insurance offer you a better plan to suit your business or personal needs. Sandbeck Insurance offers many lines of insurance, whether it's home, farm, or auto insurance, work comp, business, or health and life policies. Sandbeck is here for you. Call or visit our Troy, Enterprise, or Andalusia office today. Sandbeck Insurance, where we take pride in taking care of your insurance needs.
A personal touch, a high level of trust. Whether it's checking and savings accounts, personal or business loans, or our local friendly service. That's what Troy Bank and Trust customers expect. But now we offer more. Free identity theft protection for our new and existing customers, protecting your family's time, money, and good name from identity theft. Because protecting your identity is now a big part of our identity.
Why buy from Pike County Ford? We live local. Troy is our home, so you'll always be dealing with hometown folks who are all about Troy. We'll beat any legitimate written offer you bring in, so you know you're getting the best deal guaranteed. And no matter what you buy from Pike County Ford, you can always count on the best service before and after the sale. Bottom line, you get good people, a better product, and the best deal, guaranteed. Pike County Ford in Troy, never too far for a far better deal.
Okay, yes, sir. The Alabama Crimson Tide, or the Crimson Tide of Alabama, any way you want to say it, they're the #1 team in the country, and they're getting ready to play a big football game this Saturday morning at 11 o'clock kickoff from Bryant-Denny Stadium. It's Alabama and Louisiana Lafayette going at it at 11 o'clock. This Saturday afternoon in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. So get ready for that. And, of course, you Auburn fans, I know you can't wait. You've got a big one, too. Southern Miss is coming to town. Southern Miss is coming to town. The Auburn Tigers getting ready to host Southern Mississippi. 3 o'clock kickoff from Jordan-Hare Stadium in Auburn, Alabama. It's Auburn and Southern Mississippi from Jordan-Hare this Saturday afternoon at 3 o'clock. And Mike, we've got a Auburn Alabama kickoff at 11, and Alabama kickoff at 11, Auburn kickoff at 3, and a Troy kickoff at 2:30. How about that?
Well, you also, I've got Dancing with the Stars going on right now. I forgot to mention that yesterday. DeMarcus Ware.
Is he on there?
It's on Dancing with the Stars, and had the top score the other night. So
he did.
If anybody wants to vote for DeMarcus Ware to win the Dancing with the Stars, I think trophy, the Mirror Ball Trophy, I think is what they call it. And he's getting great exposure on ABC. DeMarcus has done some work for ABC, doing some shows, and is doing a lot of stuff. It seems like in front of the camera now, so maybe he's going to try to make it out to Hollywood.
Wouldn't that be something?
I would imagine Robert Cole and Chris Cole will maybe be out there in the audience out in Los Angeles watching him, since Chris is his agent.
Will he be on TV again, do you know?
I know they were on the shows on Monday nights and Tuesday nights, so basically he'll be back on Dancing Monday night.
Yeah, I was
thinking. He was pretty amazing. I mean, his athletic ability is pretty through the roof.
How about his partner? Is she sharp?
No surprise, he was a pretty good dancer.
Yeah. Well, of course, his partner's got to be good too. Was she good?
Yeah. She's actually really good. She's won the show before. I've watched that show on and off over the years, and it's pretty entertaining to watch. But I forgot to mention that the other day. If anybody wants to vote for DeMarcus, you can vote for him on Monday night.
All right, that's very important.
Dancing with the Stars. But he's a great guy. I tell you what, his smile just lights up the room. And
did they interview him any?
Oh yeah, they interview him throughout the show. I mean, he's in phenomenal shape still.
Yeah.
Even though he's been retired for a couple of years. So I was going to mention that. Of course, that's a great representation for Troy University as well.
Yeah, that's right. No question about it. And good luck to him. Of course, we've got a lot of football coming up, and we've got Max Howell coming on our show today at
Alabama will be going up
5
against
minutes.
Billy Napier. He's the head coach of Lafayette, and he used to be an assistant under Saban. So I don't know if Saban will try to beat him by 49 points, but that's what the line is.
Oh boy, no, I don't. Maybe he'll hold off, but it's sort of hard to hold off when you're as good as they are. No question. At one time, Louisiana Lafayette was the best team in the Sun Belt, Mike. Can you believe that? And they're just not playing well. They fired their coach and their athletic director. Of course, the athletic director used to be from Troy,
Yeah, Scott Farmer.
Scott Farmer, and he's no longer with them. And then
they got in some trouble, and Huspa, got the program on probation, and they had to vacate some wins and trying to rebuild it. Huspa, a lot of people don't realize, won 9 games 4 straight years.
Yeah.
And they went to the New Orleans Bowl, I think, 4 straight years.
Now, he was a mummy guy too, wasn't he? Wasn't Huspa's a mummy guy?
I don't know what his background is. I know he was the head coach of UNA.
Yeah. And, of course, I was thinking he might have been, but maybe not.
He's from Mississippi. He was actually an assistant coach at Mississippi State.
Yeah.
And then got the UNA job, and then got the Lafayette job. But, he's back at Mississippi State as assistant head coach.
Did he win a national championship at UNA? I don't believe he did, though, did he?
I don't think he did. He came close a few times. But, it's funny, 2 former Sun Belt coaches are on that Mississippi State staff. You got Huspa, and then you got Joey Jones from South Alabama.
Yeah, you're right, no question. Boy, they surprised everybody.
A lot of pressure this week with Florida coming into town. Dan Mullen, of course, had really unbelievable success at Mississippi State. I mean, had some great teams. Got Mississippi State to number 1 a few years ago, and it's going to be interesting to see how Florida and that Mississippi State game turn out.
No question about it. It's going to be really something to see, and that's going to be, I would say, one of the biggest games of the week, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I mean, it's not going to be like Penn State, Ohio State big, but definitely one of the biggest in the SEC.
Of course, some games that are coming up this weekend, and, I tell you, a huge game. That game's going to be played at Penn State. It's going to be a whiteout, and it's Penn State against Ohio State. Mike, that's a huge football game and could determine who will be in the Final Four.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely one of the bigger games. I'd say this game and then Ohio State against Michigan will be a huge game as well.
And, that one, that one's one I'm talking about right now, Ohio State. Well, not Ohio State, Michigan, but...
No, I'm just talking about later in the year.
Oh, yeah, that will be big. And, of course... who do you like in this game this week? Penn State.
I'll be honest with you, man. I got to go Ohio State. That quarterback Haskins and their 2 running backs are just phenomenal players. I think they're the only team that can match up with Alabama. To be honest with you.
Yeah. you don't like Clemson. You don't think they can?
Well, Clemson's going through some turmoil with their quarterback Kelly Bryant. Ended up getting beat out by Trevor Lawrence. So now Bryant apparently has missed practice the last couple days.
Oh, boy.
I don't know if he's going to transfer or not. But,
he stole hey, listen, he pulled my hair, and I'm going to leave. He pulled my hair.
But a lot of people are thinking that Clemson doesn't have a very good offensive line. They're great on defense, but I'm listening to a lot of radio shows. They don't think that Clemson's as good as they've been in the past on offense. So I don't know what will happen. Maybe that's why they made the change at quarterback.
Well, of course, Georgia.
I think the ACC is so down, though, altogether. I don't think they're going to have too much competition. So who knows?
Well, it's something to think about. And, for some reason, there are not that many great teams out there right now. If you want to call them great, I would call Alabama great. I'd call Georgia great. Would you call Clemson great right now?
I'd say on defense, I'd say that, but I don't know about on offense.
Of course, Oklahoma's undefeated. LSU's undefeated.
Barely beat Army.
Stanford's undefeated, but it could change this weekend. Notre Dame's undefeated, and Penn State is undefeated. And West Virginia's undefeated. Somebody's got to beat him with their quarterback. And, man, what if the quarterback would have stayed at Florida? How good would have Florida have been, Mike?
Yeah, I know. It makes you wonder if Jim McElwain would still be there.
No question about it.
McElwain's like coaching wide receivers at Michigan now. It's kind of hard to believe.
Yeah, that's right. No question.
He had a good team at Colorado State, too.
No question about it. But we're looking at the big games this week, though, you know, did it jump out at you who's going to win this game, these two games?
I mean, I really like Ohio State from what I've seen so far.
And how about the other big game?
Of course, they got their coach back, too. That kind of helps.
Yeah, that really will. And, of course, you know, having him back will help out. Of course, the Florida Mississippi State game, you know, Mississippi State strong up front. Gosh, I still
saw Snell just rip them apart in the second half.
Yeah.
He just ran through them.
I still, for some reason, have got to take Mississippi State here. I don't know. What is your feeling?
You know, a lot of people were saying on the radio yesterday, they were calling in saying that they thought Dick Fitzgerald, of course, he had that horrific injury against Ole Miss. It's not back 100%. Can't run like he used to, and he never was a really good thrower. And they're actually mentioning going to the backup, that Keaton Thompson, who played so well in the bowl game and actually started the first game because Fitzgerald was suspended. So I don't know what you'll see. I don't know if you'll see a new quarterback or what.
Yeah.
But you know, that is pretty amazing, that injury he had, that he was able to get back as quick as he was.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you another game that we need to think about, and it's going to be one of the late games, will be Notre Dame and Stanford. Both of them undefeated. I would think those would be two pretty important games, Mike.
Yeah, I mean, Notre Dame survives Vanderbilt, and then they go on the road and they blow out Wake Forest. Wake Forest is usually pretty good, so will be interesting to see how Stanford comes back after that emotional comeback against Oregon. So,
all right,
it will be a good game.
My upset special.
Unbelievable comeback.
My upset special of the week. Everybody hear this? Go ahead and write it down, if you need to. Texas Tech playing at home against undefeated West Virginia. Texas Tech's going to beat them, Mike. Texas Tech is going to win the football game.
Well, I mean, that's a possibility. I don't see it for some reason, but maybe so.
Okay, we got a call coming in. I'll put you on hold, Mike. I'll be right back with you.
Okay.
Good morning, you're on Today in L.A. How you doing?
Mike, it's Max. How you this morning?
Max Howell calling in from Fulton, Mississippi. Is that right?
I'm over in South Tulsa, Mississippi today with our new radio station, Mike.
Okay, I just want to make sure you paid the light bill and everything.
Listen, man, it's raining so hard up here. I mean, it took me 30 minutes. It usually takes me 15. It took me over 30 to drive. I couldn't drive 30 miles an hour on the interstate today.
My son is calling in from Birmingham. He said it's been raining all night long up there.
My phone, I got that emergency beeper on my phone. It's beeped all night for flood warnings.
Boy, that's something.
North Mississippi.
Of course, Max Howell, very, very good prognosticator of games that will be played this week. Of course, he's now venturing into the radio talk show business. Of course, you've been in it a long time. Probably nobody knows as much about it. But the people in Mississippi have been without talk radio for a long time, and now they've got it. How's it working?
Mike is doing very well. We did a little different approach. We put a studio in a brand new grocery store. I mean, I think we're the only one in the country. We got a couple of national writers coming.
Well, if you want a banana, it's just a banana throwaway, isn't it?
I'm telling you, we looked out our window across the buffet line coming right out the front door.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, and I got an open tab there, by the way.
Is it Kelly's or Kanaka sausage being served over there? Do you know?
No, I tell you, Mike, the whole industry over here is really. You would think a town of 50,000 people, would have a lot of diversity. They really don't. It's kind of a still old southern town. Controlled by a few people, as you would guess. But it's really a refreshing approach to radio that we've been able to do. And I met with the Mugshots people yesterday at the big restaurant chain, and I've got 3 or 4. I got Alpha Insurance already on board, and We got some really big clients that have come to us. And the reason is because, as you just mentioned, I don't have any competition.
Yeah.
We go into 9 counties from this one tower, covers about 300,000 people. And certainly we got a morning show. I've been sitting in on it this morning. We're able to pick the phone up and go almost anywhere with coaches and writers all around the country because we are new and we are an ESPN station. And we just get all kind of publicity from this.
No question about it. In fact, sort of give us an idea of how your show runs starting, say, at 7 o'clock this morning.
It starts at 6. We do 6.
6. All right.
I've got a high school football coach and a local businessman. And then every day we have a high school coach or players come in. We interview those on the air. We really support the programs at the local level all around these 9 county areas. Now, we take that and just hold that thought on Friday, and then we cover a high school game on Friday night. Then at 10 o'clock on Friday night, we have the biggest scoreboard show in the state right now.
Yeah.
Not only we know what it does on there, but we Facebook it and YouTube, and, you can get numbers. We have over 5,000 every Friday night watching that show.
Oh,
we
that's
get the numbers
wonderful.
back on Monday. So we know where we're reaching as far as that. Then Thursday night, we do a junior college football game, play-by-play. I have a contract with a local junior college here. We do all their sports. We do basketball, softball, baseball this spring, but it's really a good draw for us. Saturday morning, we start with an 8 o'clock SEC show, so local show, and then we do the game of the week. Last week we had Alabama and Texas A&M in this market, and then Sunday we do the Dallas Cowboys. Now back to our local program, is 6 to 8 is a local show. A high school coach and a businessman here. We do network stuff. There's a couple of guys we like on the ESPN network. We do 8 to 10. Matt White, who is the play-by-play announcer for Mississippi State, does our 10 to 12 show. And then I do 12 to 2. Then we have Feinbaum from 2 to 6.
Well, that's a good lineup.
Yeah, then we go back to ESPN. We have a hunting show later in this fall, and we'll have a fishing show next spring. And that's kind of the overall picture of the way we broadcast every day.
I tell you what, that is great radio right there, my friend. And, of course, to bring folks in like you're bringing them in and keeping the local flavor with high school and, of course, Mississippi junior colleges. You're pretty much the voice of the junior college program. Is that right?
Well, yeah, we had the number one junior college team in America. That at East Mississippi came into town last week.
Yeah, exactly.
We interviewed a couple of those guys on Thursday afternoon, and it's a refreshing new approach that this market has never heard before, and it's really paying off well for us, Mike.
Scuba, is that right?
That's it. That's where it
all
is.
All right, now I want you to give people now. This is radio. You're calling in on radio, but this is television. Scuba, Mississippi Junior College, one of the top junior college programs in the nation. Ladies and gentlemen, there's only one store in that town. Is that right?
They do have a flashing caution light now.
They do have a flashing.
They had a stop sign.
Oh, yeah.
But now they dropped it. They got a caution flashing light there. And there are a couple of stores there, and there's a couple more out on the highway on 45.
Do they have a hamburger joint there at all? Can you get a hamburger?
Yeah, I think they've got a couple of small independents in there now, Mike.
But we're not exaggerating, ladies and gentlemen. This is the town the size of Goshen. Is that right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, we kid about it, Mike, how small it is. It's welcome to Scuba, hurry back on the same side.
Yeah, and on the same side. But I'll tell you this, some of the best young football players in the country are molded at that school. Isn't that right?
Well, let me just tell you, I called the game the other night for Scuba in Etowah. Their quarterback, plays professional baseball this past year for the Padres. He came back to finish his 2-year degree. He's 6'5" and 230 pounds.
Oh, man.
He's a pitcher in the professional league. He throws a 95 mile out. You can imagine what he can do with a football.
I bet every college coach, every college program in the country is after him. Is that right?
Absolutely. I'm telling you, the kid, and you know where he's from? He's from Fulton.
From Fulton.
He's central. But the fact is this. I'll sit there, they run a 5-wide offense, and they throw about 90% of the time.
90% of the time.
Yeah, they just stands there and waits till somebody gets open. A shot Mike. I'm telling you.
And I bet there's some offensive linemen up front that are pretty good too.
Yeah, that's what I was going to tell you. The whole line is 300 pounds or better.
Oh, man.
Nobody ever touches a kid. I mean, it's amazing what they are not very polished. You know, they don't have a slick system and all that. But they score 50, 60 every night.
And let me tell you, these kids are not outlaws. You know, these are kids that want the opportunity to play at a big time level, and they might not have made the actual score on the ACT test or whatever, but every one of these kids have been recruited, most of them, by major colleges.
Yes, they really have, and either they have an academic problem, or you will have some that, you know, it's a half a step slow, or maybe better not to gain weight, to lose weight.
Yeah.
You quit 300.
I tell you, one of the best examples.
Came in, Mike, they had one kid came in, somebody had seen him down here, I don't remember where, out west somewhere, 6'7", 400 pounds.
Oh, man.
They got him down to about 320 now.
What do they do, starve him? They just starve him or what?
Well, they put him on a diet and ran him every day.
Put him on a diet and ran him every day. It's like putting a cow putting a cow up and feeding him so he'll be ready to slaughter.
That's exactly right.
What is it? You feed him and give him grain. You feed him a bunch of grain, you know.
That's very. He's got great feet and a good. Now this kid's a good student.
Yeah.
There's not anything wrong with that. And here's the thing that people don't know about the junior college. Now, if your academics are bad where you can't get into Division I, you got to stay 2 years. To become eligible. Now, you know, you stay freshman, sophomore, then you
That's right, yeah.
You can red shirt, still have 2 more years to play. But if you're academically eligible, you can read that for the first semester. You can come in and play one semester, then transfer.
And that's what a lot of them do. And of course, they're not making a good relationship with that junior college team on other players. But
I've talked to those coaches. I got one on today. The coach over here at Awamba. I've got him on today, and he'll first to tell you. Out of his squad, he dresses about 80 kids. 65 of this year were freshmen because he lost. He put about 2 in Division I last year. So every year is a new crop.
He understands, doesn't he?
Every year, for that very reason.
Yeah.
You just mentioned.
You know, we got a former Troy coach that's head coach at one of those schools up there. I'll get his name in a moment, but of course, one of the great, probably the best quarterback, or one of the top 3 quarterbacks in the world right now, plays for the Carolina team, and he played at Auburn, and he went through 1 year of junior college. Isn't that right?
That's right. Mike, it's a feeder system unlike anywhere else in the country, and I've made that statement a lot of times. When I first went to Ole Miss, Billy Brewers, I was at Florida State. We beat Auburn in the Sugar Bowl on January the 2nd. That was in '89. He put me on a plane, brought me to Oxford. I spent the night, got up, had a meeting with him. He chartered a plane and sent me to California to go through the junior college program out there. Well, I went out there, and they've got about 65 or 70 schools that participate in athletics. But you know what? I went to about a half a dozen. I brought 4 kids back. You know how long they stayed?
How long?
About 2 weeks. They packed up and went home. They couldn't take the heat.
Yeah.
Couldn't take the physical. This league here is 14 teams strong, and I'm telling you, it's as good of athletes and as good of football as you want to watch on any Thursday night.
People ask me all the time, can Troy compete? Heck yeah, they compete. Heck yeah, they can compete because they recruit the state of Florida, the state of Georgia, the state of Alabama, and the junior colleges in Mississippi. What better recruiting ground in America is that, Max?
Well, see, and I think, you know what, even, here's what's so overlooked, Mike. A lot of people, a lot of the image factor they have or has been created through the years, I think it's changed. But the image factor is that, hey, these kids are troubled kids. They can't read and write. They all got problems. Well, I'm not saying that wasn't an image at one time, but that is completely gone now.
Yeah.
These kids are, let me tell you, some of the academic things that goes on in this junior college system. We've got about 4 major automobile plants in this North Mississippi.
Yeah.
Toyota, Nissan, that work 2,500 to 3,000 people at a time. Well, you know where the skills are being learned? In the junior colleges.
Yeah.
They teach those skills. They help fund those programs in the junior college so those kids can come straight out and start off making $20, $25 an hour.
Now, they play on Thursday nights, and every one of those, somebody told me every junior college in Mississippi, how many are there? 16, 18? How many are there?
It's 14 of them.
14. And all of them play on artificial surface. I mean, their facilities are very good.
They really are.
It's like a minor league. It's like a minor league baseball program, a good one.
It really is. It is. And except that they get an education, they can get a 2-year education. They get a diploma with what they call a AA degree. And here's something is in the state of Mississippi, if you graduate from a junior college, the state schools, Ole Miss, Mississippi State, Delta State, those schools have to enroll you.
Oh, man.
They have to let you in some program in that university, and that's something a little unusual that most other states have.
No question about it. You know, we were talking about Beauregard, a town over here next to Opelika, and boy, they really got a good program going. 2 years ago, they won the state championship, and their star running back went to Mississippi State. Well, he had some problems over there academically. Now he's back playing at a junior college in Mississippi, and he's one of the most sought-after players in the nation right now. I mean, you get a second chance thanks to the junior college route. Don't you agree?
Absolutely, Mike. And I think that's the thing. That, in fact, ESPN did a show on 30/30 called Second Chance U. That's what's at Scuba. That's those guys that come in from everywhere around the country, and they put this program together. And I've had Coach Davis on a couple of times already. Now I won't be the first to say he's not the most polished guy you would have. But I'm gonna tell you, when you watch his team play, he's already won 2 national championships, and he's on his way. He's gonna win this year. I already looked at it. Nobody out there can beat him because he's got so many talented players.
You know, and of course he's got that great quarterback, and he's going to be hard to beat, no question about it. But it is good football, and of course Mississippi has a good high school program too. In fact, I was telling folks last weekend that one of the best high school programs in the nation is located right there in Monroe, Louisiana. Is that right?
Yeah, absolutely it is. Yeah, that's why we redirected, Mike, when I came here with this radio station to be sure that we got the high school coaches and the players acknowledged. And I'm just saying that's what happened to radio. The big corporations bought up all the stations around the country. They tried to pull it out of the local markets and take it to a national level, and a lot of them dried up. They couldn't make it. All those big corporations are now in bankruptcy. So we took that same concept and brought it back down to the local level, and I can't tell you how well it's doing right now.
Well, you know, all you got to say is, ladies and gentlemen, when it comes to football, college football and high school football, you got junior college football at its very best on Thursday nights. You got a very good high school program on Friday nights, and then you've got college football on Saturday nights. I don't know if you can beat it anywhere in the country.
Just think about this weekend. We got Dan Mullen, who was at Mississippi State for 9 years.
That's right.
In Florida, is bringing that Florida team into Starkville to play Mississippi State tomorrow, Saturday. We got Ole Miss, who their ex-head coach is now at LSU, Ed Ogeron. Ole Miss is going to Baton Rouge to play Ed Ogeron.
Right. So that's right.
Combination in the country. There's no two better emotional games anywhere in the country
right.
play than.
You know, I hate to say this on the air, but you know what the battle cry is for Ole Miss when they play the LSU? Go to hell, LSU. Go to hell. How many times you heard that?
Oh man, listen, and I'm afraid that if they do, they're gonna take them with them.
I know it. I think. Let me tell you this. I think Ogeron, as much as this quarterback is developing every week, look out when they play Alabama, and look out. They might be, if they beat Alabama, they could be in the Final Four.
No, you're absolutely right.
And that's something, talking about everybody criticizes him. He looks like an outlaw, and he acts like an outlaw half the time, but the guy is a football coach, isn't he?
And no doubt about that. You talk about Joe Burrows. He's the kid that transferred from Ohio State.
Yeah.
You know who I have on the air today? I have his grandparents who live 15 minutes from my house. His grandparents are from Amory, Mississippi.
Oh, boy. Now we know the rest of the story, don't we?
Oh, yeah. And that's one of the reasons he Mississippi. And
Yeah.
they had a quarterback. They didn't have any quarterback, so he picked up the phone and called Ogeron and said, yeah, he had 2 years. Listen to this. He got his degree from Ohio State in 2 years.
Yeah.
The guy's is a near genius.
He must
He's got
be.
2 years of eligibility left. He's not a great quarterback, but he's so smart. Ogeron said you can't tell him a play but one time because he remembers it. You better not tell him wrong, because he said the kid will tell him back. Said, "Go tell him what you said last time." So an interesting concept, and I said we've been really lucky and fortunate to be able to get those kind of guys on the Air Force.
And LSU's big enough and physical enough up front on both sides of the ball to be a contender. If they can score some points on offense, look out. Don't you agree?
Listen, Mike, no doubt. Look, you got to understand that that's the only team in the country that's been on the road and beat 2 top 10 teams.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Went in Auburn and beat Miami in the neutral site in Orlando.
Exactly right.
That zoomed them up. They're number 5 in the polls this morning.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go to a short break. We're going to bring Max back right after this break. Of course, this show brought to you by Pike County Ford on the bypass in Troy, Alabama. And Ricky Clark is new to Troy and loves this community. And we'll be right back.
At Wiley Sanders Truck Line, we support our military. That's right, not $1,000 sign-on bonus, but $1,200 sign-on bonus at Wiley Sanders Truck Line. Thanks for your service. Thanks for your service. Wiley Sanders Truck Line, we support our military.
When you are handed the key to a new Bill Jackson Chevrolet Buick or GMC, rev up your imagination. Think of all the places you can go in some of the most stylish, best quality cars available on the market today. Feel confident driving vehicles with superb dependability and safety ratings. And smile. You saved a ton of money because you bought at Bill Jackson. Let the only thing holding you back be the end of the road. A Bill Jackson Chevrolet Buick GMC vehicle will not only change your life, it saves you money like nowhere else.
Forevermark Diamonds. Beautiful, rare, responsibly sourced. Available at Marguerite's Exquisite Jewelry.
Our community is the driving force behind our stores. Our commitment to you has been our #1 priority for over 30 years. Whether it is providing quality, fresh, local, and affordable products or aiding local schools, churches, and charities, Piggly Wiggly is here for you.
Check out these cool savings going on now during our hot summer sale at your local Troy and Ozark Road Marts, like our $29.99 oil change special or our $129.99 brake special. We'll also keep you cool during these hot days of summer with our $29.99 AC special. So come see us and take advantage of these hot summer specials at your friendly Troy and Ozark Road Marts, where we've been serving our friends and neighbors all over the Wiregrass since 1974.
Yeah, here we go. Back to our show. And War Eagle to all you folks out there. Hey, they're coming, Max. They're coming. The Auburn Tigers are getting ready. What has happened to Southern Mississippi? At one time, I'd say Southern would play them tough, but it's awfully hard to do. Jordan-Hare Stadium, 3 o'clock this Saturday afternoon, Auburn and Southern Miss. And what's happened to Southern Miss's program? They fired Billy Brewer. They hadn't been the same since. Is that right?
Well, but remember, Billy wasn't there. Billy was at Ole Miss.
No, not Billy Brewer, but what's his name?
Well, you go back, it was, months, let's see. They've had 3, really. I'm going to say in the last 3 or 4 years. But Jay Hobson there is the head football coach, Mike, and he was at Ole Miss when I was there.
Yeah.
He's done a really good job. He's kept that program really on track. He tries to get his skilled players basically out of the high school range and bring them up. But those linemen and wide receivers and defense
out of the junior colleges.
Out of the junior colleges.
Guys that can play right now.
Yep.
See, they were good enough to play at the SEC level, but they didn't have they messed up on the grades, didn't have their number on the ACT test that they had to have. these were SEC players that these SEC teams sent over there so they could get them later. Is that right?
That's absolutely right. And of course, Southern Miss is a relatively small school. I think they got maybe 15,000, 18,000 on campus. The stadium seats about 40,000. They about pack it every week. And I got a guy that's on air for me. Listen to this. He does the night show from 10 to 12 on Friday night, our scoreboard show. He gets in his car. Remember, we in the northeast corner.
Yeah.
Drives to Hattiesburg. Listen to this. 31 years and never missed a home game.
Isn't that amazing?
Yep.
Boy, I tell you.
It is.
Max Howell is our guest, and of course our show is brought to you by The Messenger on South Brundy Street in Troy. If you live in Troy, you need to make sure you subscribe to The Messenger. And of course, we appreciate Pike County Ford on the bypass right here in Troy, and also our good friends at Bird Drugs on the corner in downtown Troy, and of course one of the great drugstores around, and we appreciate them so much. Max Howell is our guest, and Max, this weekend we've got two huge games. One of them is from Penn State, as Penn State hosts Ohio State. Huge game as far as national picture is concerned.
I'm going to take Ohio State, and I'll tell you why. they got more talent. They got more. I think James Franklin's done a remarkable job at Penn State. But he's still, right now, he's still just, I think, a half a step below where Ohio State is. They got Urban Meyers back on the sideline now, regardless of all of that controversy that went on with him. And they still, I don't know where you saw the interim coach they had for 3 games while Urban Meyer was suspended. You know what they paid him for those 3 games?
How much?
$500,000.
What?
Yes.
They didn't have to pay him a dime.
Well, he was an assistant. They moved him up. He was making $1 million a year.
Yeah.
They just said, well, if you're going to take responsibility, we're going to give you an extra
$500,000. Oh, gosh.
That's
a great way to do it, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
And of course, they're one of the very few. They're one of the very few schools in the country that could do that. Probably.
Absolutely right. But I like Ohio State. I think they'll be a Final Four team. I really hope it's Alabama and Ohio State for the championship. I think.
And of course, Mississippi State is really. Penn State has done well. They'll have 108,000 plus at the game. It'll be a huge game. And that game, and the thing about it, it'll be a prime time game on CBS. I want to mention also that the Mississippi State coach, a guy that nobody knows much about, was the offensive coordinator at Penn State all these years.
Yes, absolutely. And he came straight from Penn State from an offensive coordinator job to Mississippi State. And he's done a real good job, but I think now, after last week when they went into Lexington and they got hammered, 28-6, 28-7 in that game. A lot of people say, well, maybe he didn't bring all of Penn State stuff with him. That light's going to be on him right now, Mike, for the next couple of weeks, just to see if he can bring that team back and compete.
No question about it. Of course, we've got a couple of more big ones I want to ask you about. One out of the Atlantic Coast, and I don't know if they're there yet or not. Everybody's been talking about undefeated Syracuse playing Oregon.
Hey, look, Clemson goes up there to play now this week. Clemson is,
they play at Clemson, I think.
Okay, all right, but they made a quarterback change yesterday. I don't know where you saw that.
Yeah, and that's been very big. Yeah.
Yeah, they put Kelly on the bench and put was Trevor Lawrence. They moved him in as a pure friend. He's from Georgia, and he turned Georgia down to go to Clemson. And, of course, Justin Fields was the number 2 quarterback in that state. He goes to Georgia.
Yeah.
So, I think Clemson recognizes that Syracuse is going to be a challenge for them. I think Clemson probably can beat them, but I think the game's going to go about like the Texas A&M game did. I think it'll be a very close game.
Of course, another game that everybody's looking at is the battle of top 10 teams. Stanford going to Notre Dame to play Notre Dame. Both of them are undefeated. I think you need to look at this one here because whoever wins here is going to come out of here in pretty good shape. What do you think?
I absolutely agree with you. I've already got that game circled, Mike. I think if Stanford can beat Notre Dame, I think they can. I think they're more physical. I think they can. I think they end up in a number 4 slot in the playoff at the end of the year. You look down the schedule the rest of the way, watch where they play now. You know, you can't guarantee that. But I just say evidence of pointing, I think that they got a better chance. Look, the committee would much rather have a West Coast team than they really have. But Notre Dame was always a good draw, but Notre Dame didn't play well in the big games. You've seen that. I mean, I called the game in Miami for a radio station down there when Alabama had Notre Dame in Miami for the national championship. What, they beat them like 48?
Oh, yeah.
So something like that.
No question about it.
Yeah, they don't play very well. I like Stanford. I think they play a SEC-style play out there. Coach Shaw's doing a remarkable job, and that's a high academic private school, and he's still able to get, really qualified athletes in.
No question about it. And, of course, we've got a couple of others. Now, we mentioned the Florida going to Mississippi State. Now, Starkville, Mississippi is not an easy place to get to, I don't think, but it can be, especially Mississippi State coming off of a loss this past week at Kentucky. I wouldn't be surprised if Mississippi State didn't win this game. What do you think?
No, I tend to agree. I think if you look at them on paper, Mississippi State's got more and better athletes than Florida does right now. But the emotion, though, is so high. Mike, you've seen some teams, though, they get so emotional, they drop the ball, they just get to, they have penalty after penalty for whatever reason. That's the only way I think that Florida can come in here and beat them. Dan Mullen's got a couple of other good players and young guys he's not playing right now. I thought the Franks kid would already be replaced at quarterback, and I thought a young kid named Emory Jones is a better athlete than him, but Dan Mullen has seen yet not to play him yet. Maybe he's going to redshirt him. I don't know. But that game in this state is really, really a big game. Here's a side story that has not been publicized yet. I'm going to tell you about. They're bringing Jackie Sherrill back and recognizing him on the sideline as the all-time winningest coach. He was there 13 years at Mississippi State. Dan Mullen was only there 9 years, and Dan Mullen was within one game of tying the record, and he takes a job at Florida. They're gonna acknowledge Jackie Sherrill, not at halftime, not before the game, at the quarter break. So Dan Mullen is on the sideline and watches that.
Oh man, that's unreal. Well, I tell you, a guy that coached with him is a very good friend of ours, Jim Tompkins, coached several of those years as the linebacker coach at Mississippi State under Jackie Sherrill.
Yeah, they had some great years there throughout those times, and Jim was part of that. He recruited the Atlanta market and did very, very well.
Jackie Sherrill is all football coach. He's probably not the friendliest guy in the world. Now, I remember some of the coaches went to one country club to play golf, and he went to the old Waverly to play with some of his rich buddies.
Oh, yeah. He's done that. Of course, he's noted. You remember they were going to play Texas in Freeport in the Outback.
I remember that.
Bowl. And he had the bull. Remember he cut the bull? He castrated the bull.
Yeah.
On television.
Oh, I know it. And he did some crazy stuff. But he was a Bear Bryant disciple, and as long as Bear Bryant lived, Jackie Sherrill was going to be taken care of wherever. I mean, he won a national championship at Pittsburgh, isn't that right?
Yeah, absolutely right. And I think Jackie really thought he was going to get the Alabama job.
Yeah.
When Coach Brown.
Oh yeah, I would think so. And he was close to being in that mold. Of course, he was from a little town. He was from the Mississippi coast where he was raised.
Yes, he was. Absolutely. Yes.
Of course, that is a big game in the SEC this week, and I tell you a game that doesn't sound like it's very big, but it is big. Is Texas Tech. Texas Tech, I think, has got a real good shot at knocking off, guys, let me make sure I got, here it is, knocking off West Virginia. Somebody's got to beat West Virginia, Max.
Yeah, but see, remember, Texas Tech has one loss. You know who that's to? Ole Miss.
Yeah, that's right. In a very high-scoring game.
Yeah, 42 to 20 something.
But Texas Tech has won the last two games, and they're on a roll right now.
Yeah.
But that would be a huge game, a huge upset, and I'm calling it right here on our show. Texas Tech at home. You know, Bud Casey told me he coached in Lubbock, the home of Texas Tech, and he says, man, you don't want to go to Lubbock unless you have to. I mean, he said when the wind starts blowing, the sand starts blowing, and it gets in your eyes, it gets all over all the cars. It's all brown. Everything all turns brown. And it's worse, even worse, if it's raining. It all turns to mud brown. Have you heard that? Have you ever heard that story?
Yeah, you know who went there from Auburn? Tommy Tuberville.
Yeah, I know it.
And you know who he took with him? Neil Brown.
Oh yes, exactly. No question. All right, Max. I'm gonna. If I lose you, please call us back. We've got another caller coming in here. Good morning, you on Today in L.A. How you doing?
Hi, just call back.
All right, we're gonna bring you in here. Let's see here. Let's see what we can do here. Okay. Hopefully we'll be able to do it right here. All right. We'll try one more time.
Just go back to Max if you can't get me.
Oh. Okay, we should be on now. Max, how you doing, Max? You back on? Hello, Mike, are you on?
Yeah, I'm on.
Max, are you on? Oh gosh, we could have lost Max.
Just go back to Max.
All right, well, right now we got to get him. He's going to be calling back through here. Mike Amos is on. We just got through talking about this big game, a lot bigger game than people expect at Texas Tech this weekend, Mike, between West Virginia and Texas Tech.
Yeah, I mean, definitely after the way Texas Tech started the season, got blown out by Ole Miss, and got beat by 20 points, and a lot of people think it's Kingsbury's, last, kind of chance to have a good season to keep his job. So maybe they'll find a way to beat West Virginia. I don't see it, but
well, they won two pretty big ones in a row here, and they're playing with a lot of confidence. Their quarterback is the hottest commodity in college football right now.
Yeah, I mean, I know he's put up some huge numbers.
Two games ago, he passed for 608 yards and 6 touchdowns. And last week, I think he threw 5 touchdowns, something like 500 yards. So he's thrown for over 1,000 yards and 11 touchdowns in the last 2 games.
Well, there's no doubt that offense is a high-powered offense, always has been. Defense has always been their, I guess, Achilles heel as far as trying to win consistently. Yeah. But be interested to see what happens. I know the over-under's unprecedented at like 78 points.
That is an unreal. It's going to be a high-scoring game.
How's Max's radio show going in Tupelo?
It's going real good. In fact, we hope that he'll call back in a second. If not, we'll.
They started an ESPN affiliate there.
Exactly, and of course, it's something that the radio in Mississippi is. Talk radio is easy to find in Alabama, but it's hard to find in Mississippi. Not up until now, thanks to Max's work putting that together, talk radio out of Tupelo.
Radio period is hard to be found in Mississippi.
Oh yeah, no question.
It's hard to get a good station anywhere you're driving through.
Okay, we're talking sports this morning, ladies and gentlemen, and of course, want to mention a few.
Who's Charles Henderson got this weekend?
Charles Henderson has off this weekend. They've got the weekend off. They play Greenville in 2 weeks. Should be a pretty tough time there, but Charles Henson's getting a break here, and I think they need it as they'll be off. Sorry about our connection with Max Howell. It doesn't look like we're going to be able to get him back. We're going to take a short break. We'll be right back.
At Wiley Sanders Truck Line, we support our military. That's right, not a $1,000 sign-on bonus, but $1,200 sign-on bonus at Wiley Sanders Truck Line. Thanks for your service. Thanks for your service. Wiley Sanders Truck Line, we support our military.
Have you seen an increase in your insurance premiums or significant change in your insurance coverage? Let Sandbeck Insurance offer you a better plan to suit your business or personal needs. Sandbeck Insurance offers many lines of insurance, whether it's home, farm, or auto insurance, work comp, business, or health and life policies, Sandbeck is here for you. Call or visit our Troy, Enterprise, or Andalusia office today. Sandbeck Insurance, where we take pride in taking care of your insurance needs.
A personal touch, a high level of trust. Whether it's checking and savings accounts, personal or business loans, or our local friendly service. That's what Troy Bank and Trust customers expect. But now we offer more. Free identity theft protection for our new and existing customers, protecting your family's time, money, and good name from identity theft. Because protecting your identity is now a big part of our identity.
Why buy from Pike County Ford? We live local. Troy is our home, so you'll always be dealing with hometown folks who are all about Troy. We'll beat any legitimate written offer you bring in, so you know you're getting the best deal guaranteed. And no matter what you buy from Pike County Ford, you can always count on the best service before and after the sale. Bottom line, you get good people, a better product, and the best deal, guaranteed. Pike County Ford in Troy, never too far for a far better deal.
Back to our show, ladies and gentlemen, brought to you by some Horn Beverage on the bypass, are just located just south of Troy. And Booty and Donna, they support so many great programs here in Alabama and all across the state and in Troy. And we appreciate them so very much, being one of our prime sponsors. Also want to mention our good friends at Dixieland Dental, located 9 miles north of Dothan on Highway 231. Dr. Michael Precise, Dr. John Strength, Dr. David Strength, and Dr. Robert Precise make up one of the largest dental clinics in Alabama. They're located right there at Midland City, and they're great people, and we appreciate them so very much. Mike Amos is on the phone with us, and we appreciate him very much being alongside of us in a rainy Birmingham area. Mike, how long has it been raining out there?
I mean, it's been raining on and off the last couple of days. It's supposed to be raining next couple of days, and then they said it's supposed to be a little bit better during the weekend. So maybe there won't be any rain for the Alabama game on Saturday, and hopefully there won't be any rain down there for the Troy game either.
Well, where is this cold weather that we were expecting? I hadn't felt any of it. Have you?
No, there's no cold weather whatsoever. It was colder than in July than it is right now.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened in September, but this has been extremely hot.
All right, Mike, I hear a call coming back. This could be Max calling back in, hopefully.
Okay.
And we'll see you here. Thank you. Back to our show, ladies and gentlemen. Max Howell, good morning, Max.
I'm doing good, Mike.
Sorry about that, because I had a caller coming in and said, how in the world will we know what's for dinner? Well, we're not going to give you that information right now, because what's for dinner is something that everybody across the Southland wants to know. Max, you've been a great coach. You've been a great prognosticator. You've coached two of the greatest players to ever play the game. One of them was out of Pensacola. The other one was out of Florida State. Tell us about those two guys.
I'll tell you, Mike, I was really fortunate.
Now, we know which one was more humble now. We know that.
Well, Emmitt Smith was by far the most humble. but Dion was a marketing genius. I'm telling you, he created the primetime thing. But he did none of that, Mike, till right in the last couple of ball games of the year. He came out as a junior, going to the NFL. And I'll tell you how he kicked that off. We played Florida in Tallahassee the last game of the year. Emmitt was on the field as a freshman, and Dion was a junior. And Emmitt, like 91 or 2 yards, breaking the SEC freshman rushing record. Well, we knocked him out with 54. So he didn't get a chance to set that record. But Dion had already created this primetime attitude. When the game was over, he goes to the dressing room. He has a limo outside the gate. He comes out in a tuxedo and a top hat. And
this is college football, and you don't do this in college football.
No. He announced that he was going to the NFL, and pay attention, because prime time will be on your TV. And I'm telling you, here's the thing that people have forgotten. He signed with the Falcons. His first return was a punt return for 65 yards for a touchdown. He goes back as a rookie, and he does his hands like has everybody in the stadium stand up. He takes that thing back and does about 2 jukes, and he heads to the goal line. A standing ovation for him for the first play in the NFL.
He did things. He did things then like they could not do now. I mean, he was able to get away with. Everybody talks about White Shoes Johnson, and sure, he could put on a show, but nobody like Deion. He turned pro football around when it comes to glamour, didn't he?
He absolutely did. And remember, he's the only guy in the history of pro sports that scored a touchdown in football at the NFL level and turned around and hit a home run for the Braves that night.
I remember that well.
Remember that?
What kind of person was Deion, though, other than this act? Now, he put on this act, but it was all to make money.
That's all. He was the first guy on the practice field, Mike. He was the last guy to leave. He stood on the front row of every meeting. I never saw him go to sleep. He was there to learn to get to the next level. That was his goal.
Wait a minute, Mac. You said you never saw him go to sleep. You mean some of those guys go to sleep?
Are you kidding me? That part of my job was to keep them awake. I had to punch them to get them to stay awake on the front row. That was your.
Well, all right. Now, Emmett, you coached him in high school.
Yeah.
And later, now Max, really, other than maybe the quarterback who's got a new book out that out of Bowles High School, other than maybe him,
Tebow.
Maybe Tebow. How would you rate as far as fan of the three of the best and most decorated athletes in the world in the state of Florida?
Tebow wasn't even in the league with Emmett when he came, but Emmett Smith had 250 scholarship offers.
Yeah.
Tebow
I know, it was a big difference. Yeah, you're right.
A huge difference, see? Now, here's the only other guy that had more than Emmett. Marcus, you ever heard the word Marcus Dupree?
I remember him well out of Mississippi.
Absolutely, out of Philadelphia. Well, he had over 300.
Yeah.
And I've already had him on our show. He's coming up here to do a grand opening for us when the grocery store opens.
He's the only guy that ever became a great star and never played a lick of pro football. Isn't that right?
Absolutely. Well, Barry Switzer would be the first to admit he handled him wrong. Marcus came from a very, very poor background. He was a superstar in Philadelphia, Mississippi. He was a 6'3", 225-pounder that ran like a 4'3". He was a huge athlete, but his personality was really withdrawn. His mom raised him in a trailer. He didn't know, he just didn't have worldly awareness of what goes on. And Barry Switzer was wheeling and dealing at Oklahoma then. You remember he was winning championships. They were recruiting all over the country. And he brought him in. And
would he have played at Marcus as a fullback or a running back?
He was a running back, buddy. I mean, the first snap he took, he went back 75, 80 yards for a touchdown on the sweep because he just outran everybody.
He could fly, couldn't he?
He was remarkable.
All right, well.
Emmett Smith and look, he's done everything. He's still the most decorated player as far as rushing in the history of the NFL, 16,000 yards in the NFL. When I had him in high school, he had rushed for 9,700 yards and 145 touchdowns. That was in high school.
Yeah.
He won the 3A state championship, the 4A state championship, and the 5A state championship as that school got bigger and bigger.
I saw him play against Alabama the first game of his career. I don't know if you remember. It was in Tuscaloosa.
Right.
And I said, that guy's not that fast, but he gained over 200 yards against Alabama.
I want me to tell you how many yards? 224.
Yeah, and this was his freshman year, and he wasn't out running, folks. He was just running behind his blocks.
Exactly right. He was the most gifted player. He ran a 4.5, Mike, in the 9th grade. He ran a 4.5 when he finished with Dallas. I
didn't know he was that fast. I thought he was slow. I thought he was maybe a 4.6 or 4.7 guy.
He had a first quick step, and he could turn, and he had great vision.
He got to the outside in a hurry, like he ducked and then hit outside. He did that well, didn't he?
He did, and I told you the story a couple of times. We were playing our biggest rival across town, and he had a bad ankle, and he wanted to play. So I stuck him in there on a kickoff return, and he almost broke it, and I noticed that he was breaking the tackle, but he stepped out of bounds. So I called him out and I said, "Your ankle hurt?" He said, no, Coach. He said, that was a business decision. He said,
that was a what?
A business decision.
A business decision.
He said, I don't want to get hurt. That's next level.
But I know this. I'd met him a few times when he come to Troy. He had a girlfriend up here, and he used to come here to see her.
Yeah.
And he was a very quiet, unassuming type guy that he wasn't one of these gotcha type guys. I mean, he was a real deal.
Mike, he owns one of the biggest development companies in the state of Texas right now in Dallas. He builds high rises and shopping centers and that kind of thing, and he manages it just like he played, cautiously, very conservative, but just he's a really have done well financially. Remember, after he got through playing, he won Dancing with the Stars.
Yeah, you know, you never had heard anything negative about him. Probably one of the, you think about it, Max, maybe one of the only athletes, other than maybe Tebow or somebody like that that's been at the big time, to go through a career without somebody calling something on them, you know, like they're doing now, you know.
Let me just tell you a couple of things quickly, Mike. He's got a son that in high school out there is just rushing just like he did. A little bit bigger. He's about 6 feet, about 195. And Dion's got one also. Two great players there. And you know where they were this spring? Both of them were at the University of Georgia on a visit.
Oh, boy. Hey, look out for Georgia. Look out for Georgia.
Telling you.
And let me just say something about their guy. He's not afraid. You know what I mean? Hey, he knows Saban. He ain't intimidated at all by Saban, is he?
No, I made the comment yesterday on my show, though. But he and Muschamp, Jimbo Fisher and all that, they got what I call the Saban effect.
That's right.
And if you look at, here's the effect. I've seen Saban throw a fit on the sideline, and you have too, when Lane Kiffin was there. He didn't like the way Lane was throwing. He jumped up and screamed and all. I saw Kirby Smart Saturday throw the biggest fit I've ever seen when he was beating himself in the head with his fist.
Yeah.
He was screaming and hollering. His eyes were bugged out.
And you know who that affects more than anybody in the world is those officials. I guarantee you, they said, oh, God, that guy's going crazy over there. I'll never call another game. Listen to this. They said to themselves, I'll never call another game in the SEC again.
He was screaming and hollering. And what it was the defensive tackle that was third and short, and locked through a pass. They played Missouri. Locked through a pass. It was incomplete, and the defensive tackle just ran by and just pushed the quarterback, knocked him down. Well, they threw the flag. And I thought Kirby Smart was going to have a stroke.
Yeah.
And I call that the Saban effect. Cause you remember Will Muschamp did the same thing when he was at Florida. He's better now about it. And you saw Jimbo Fisher get on the officials in the Clemson game. I mean, he wouldn't turn that loose. All of that attitude, I think, is created by Nick Saban.
And I hate to say this, but as tough as they've been, they're all spoiled. I mean, they all expect to get the call and because of who they are. I mean, you know, Saban helped them build a reputation that they'll never lose. And you look at Jimbo and you look at our guy at Georgia and our guy at South Carolina. Excuse my language, but they're prima donnas. Think about it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, they think they're the greatest things that ever walked on this face of earth. And the king, the guy that they kissed the ring, they kissed Saban's ring.
Well, and you know what? Guess what their record is against him? He's 13.
No.
I love it.
But what I'm saying, that's to show you how big Saban is. And but Saban's a crybaby just like them all. You know, they all are trying to get their way. You know.
He does that, and he's pretty well done it. The difference in Saban is he'll play that role with the media and all, but when they tee it up on Saturday, his team's perform.
Yeah. You know, that's right. You don't ever hear much of this coming out of Ohio State much, but he doesn't. He pretty much stays sort of low profile in a way, doesn't he?
Well, he does because he knows he's got such a checkered past that the media's going to uncover some of that.
See, I didn't realize all that until a lot of this was going on, and he is a great football coach. Talking about Urban Meyer, our vacuum cleaner salesman. That's what I call him, Urban Meyer. But you know he is a great father and a good friend of ours here in Troy. Steve Dennis's son Corey married Urban Meyer's daughter. A lot of people don't realize that.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, when Urban Meyer's daughter played volleyball at Georgia Tech, and when Corey Dennis, the fine young quarterback that came out of Troy, signed with Georgia Tech, the first day he made it over to Georgia Tech, he met this young lady. And yes, they became sweethearts, and about a year or two ago, he marries her. And it just so happens that she's Urban Meyer's daughter. So, ladies and gentlemen, Corey Dennis is on the staff at Ohio State University. You know Steve Dennis, Steve Dennis, and former athletic director at Troy and a longtime coach at Georgia and a longtime coach at Auburn. He's at Georgia Southern. But now you know the rest of the story.
I didn't know that. That's a great story. That happens, though, Mike.
Well, hey, the most important thing for anybody to know about college football and any big business or whatever is who you know, Max, is who you know. Don't you agree? More than anything in college football. More than anything in college football, wouldn't you say?
Well, it is. And again, here's what I've always said. To get the job or to get in, you got to know somebody. But to keep it, you got to perform.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any doubt. But the only way you get in, basically, now is to know somebody.
Max, Troy got away with a big win this past weekend. In the first half, they played as well as anybody, leading 35-7. But weren't focused quite as well in the second half and held on. But they've got a big game this week against Coastal Carolina, who are 3-1. Their coach is the one that had to sit out last year, but it has a great reputation. It's going to be a tough one for Troy. It's not going to be an easy game at all, is it?
No, is that a Troy? Is that a game at Troy?
It's a 2:30 game at Troy. 2:30 afternoon game at Troy. They do a lot of the same stuff that Georgia Southern does.
Right. That's that double wing inside trap, and
they do a lot of elite option type stuff too.
Yeah, that's and what causes problems is that teams don't see it every week, and they don't have but 3 or 4 days to get ready for it.
Yeah.
To me, the key to that's going to be is they got to put up a bunch of points.
Yeah, I'll tell you two things that were impressive about them. Yeah, you're right. To beat Troy, or for them to beat Troy, or for Troy to beat them.
No, I think for Troy to win.
Yeah.
They're going to I think they got to score 40 probably.
I wouldn't doubt it. It's going to be a high-scoring game.
Yeah, I think it will be because that style of offense is hard to defend to begin with, but you don't have 3 or 4 days to get ready for it.
That's
right.
And the worst thing in the world is to let a team like here get up on you and think they have a chance against you at home, and it's going to be a big ball game, no question about it. And we look forward to it this weekend. Max, and then of course playing at home means a lot to Troy, and we need to have a big crowd here. Troy plays. Listen to this. Plays on Saturday at 2:30, and then comes back and on Thursday night against Georgia State. So that's going to be a game within the next 5 days that Troy's got to prepare. So it's a tough time. Troy's got to get on a run, and I feel like they will if they can win this football game, and I think it'll help them quite a bit. Max,
I don't think there's any doubt, Mike. And I think Troy's got more talent than Georgia State. I think that one will be a little bit easier than getting ready for this Coastal Carolina bunch.
Yeah, no question about it. It's going to be a big one here in Troy. Max, of course, before we leave, what everybody's wanting to know, they got their pens and pencils ready. What's for dinner? What's for dinner?
Man, let me tell you something. I did this weekend, Mike. I didn't do pork chops. I did pork steaks, where I cut them about 1 inch. I had them cut off a loin about 1.5 inches. I marinated them in a Worcestershire black pepper and garlic, and threw them on a hot fire. Flipped them about 2 or 3 times just so it kind of.
Yeah, you cooked them when you were man. You were cooking them a long time ahead of then, weren't you?
No, I let them marinate.
So you grilled them like a steak?
I grilled them just like a steak.
Okay.
Beautifully. And I get the pink out. I don't leave like a steak. I leave the pink in the beef.
Yeah, I got you.
Cook it to the bone. But you do it, and you turn it about every 2 or 3 minutes, and I baste it with my marinade. so it stays moist on the outside.
Oh, boy.
Then I move it off to the fire, and I do some corn on the cob. And did I tell you last week about the new way I'm doing corn on the cob?
No, I want to hear it.
All right, I take tin foil, I shuck the corn off, do the silver corn where it's real tender.
Silver Queen, yeah.
Yeah, and I put a little pepper on it, but I bathe it in mayonnaise.
Oh, me.
Listen to this, and I wrap it tight with tin foil and put it on the grill. And what does that mayonnaise with that oil base is absorbed by the corn, and it is so tasty you won't believe it. Some people like a little sprinkle of salt in addition to that. I don't do much salt myself, but a lot of people do. But I do the corn on the cob with the pork steaks. I did a house salad with homemade Thousand Island dressing. I did garlic bread. I do that on the stove with butter and garlic and flip it to a Texas toast. And, of course, I wash all that down with a big old pitcher of sweet iced tea. But for dessert, my group over here, there's two things they love. I've done both of them with you before. This week I did my favorite, the Mississippi mud pie. That's a 3-layer chocolate. Between each layer is nothing but chocolate syrup and pecans. I top it with pecans, and I take it from the oven. I put 2 scoops of vanilla ice cream.
Ooh, boy, don't get no better than this. Make you want to slap your mama. No, excuse me. Not that.
It'll make you want to take a nap when you get through.
No question about it. Max, thank you so much for being with us here. See you next week.
I'll see you next week. Thank you, Mike.
Okay, and of course, Max Howell, I hope you enjoyed today's show. Brought to you by some great sponsors, the Alabama Real Estate Connection, and also our good friends at Piggly Wiggly on South Grundy Street and in the Marketplace Shopping Center, Troy Health and Rehab. We appreciate them so very much. And all of our sponsors, of course, ladies and gentlemen, there's a new bank in town, and we're excited about it. And, of course, want to mention, again, Dixieland Dental and all the great folks there. And we appreciate all of you so much. And, of course, First Cahaba Bank, located right here on South Grundy Street, soon to be located on in our new shopping area right here in Troy. Hope that you've enjoyed our show, and you'll tune us in again today at 1:30. And we'll see you tomorrow for Bill Jackson Chevrolet's Picks of the Week right here on Troy Cable Channel 2. See you tomorrow.